Thank you, everyone, for being on tonight and whoever watches this later. I'm so passionate about skin, and it wasn't until I just jumped in the shower before and I thought, oh my God, it's been 40 years since I've had this obsession with skin. So I was only 12 when I started, and my friends would be waiting for me to go to the beach, and I'd be there putting makeup on and blow dry my hair around my cap and doing all those things and putting lipstick on because my mum said it had cocoa butter in there and I should protect my skin. And I'm so glad, because over the last 20 years I've spent up north living in, in that environment where it was really super, super harsh. So I'm very grateful for what I've learned. And tonight, this isn't about me, hence the reason I'm like naked. But it's about you, and I want you girls to get as much out of this as you can. Now, there is going to be a wealth of tips and tricks and products that I'm going to be sharing with you. Remember, I've been doing this for 40 years. So I don't expect for you guys to learn, like put all of this into play straight away. However, what I do want you to do as we go through just different sections of what we're going to be talking about, just pick out and like asterisk the top 5 or 10 things that that you could implement, whether it's one of my techniques, whether it's one of the products, what jumps out to you. Okay. And then when you finish this webinar, go back, revisit your notes, and then go, well, I can start with this today, and then next week I can implement this and start adding through, okay? Because one of the things I've learned over my 40 years of going to workshops and that sort of thing is that we take all these notes and then confused people do nothing, and we start with nothing. But tonight I'm so passionate about skin, and you can start from any age. So we're going to give it a crack. All right, so we're talking about skin firming and why the body ages. So predominantly we're talking about selective areas tonight. Hence, I will do some more masterclasses because there's lots of different areas of my body that need attention I'd like to share with you girls. So why does the skin age? Well, predominantly weight loss. So if you have a rapid weight loss, the skin sags and ages. Dehydration, the more and more I've learned over the last 12 months about how dehydration, when we get sick, when we get illness, disease, anything like that, dehydration plays a huge part. And if you're not drinking at least 2 liters to 3 liters a day of water, it is the quickest way to look younger. So I always say especially when I was a makeup artist, I say to my brides, please drink like 2 liters of water today. And before you get married, or if you're going out that night, you instantly plump up the skin, because the skin is cells and it needs water. So dehydration. So that's one of the things we predominantly live in a dehydrated world. Illness. So when we're sick, the body pulls all the nutrients, micronutrients, vitamins, stuff, everything that it needs from the skin. Poor diet. Sugar, I have to tell you, especially white sugar, is the quickest way to age your skin. And the reason is that it adds free radical damage to the cells and to the body. All right. Sun exposure, yes, it's a big one. I used to go out living up north. I always wore a hat, always put lots and lots of clothing and layered, and limited my sun exposure. And unfortunately, that is a quick way that the skin sags and aging. The other one too is genetics. So genetics, especially hereditary, and if you come from England, or if you Scotland, you got less pigment in your skin, this does play a part in the skin's firmness. But predominantly because of the less of melanin in the skin, it does cause aging. Excessive alcohol, also too, a lot of sugar in there as well. But what it does, it pushes the skin into what we call acid. So when the skin's in high acid, and I know when I've had too much acid producing foods and those sorts of things, if I wear my engagement ring or my wedding ring, my skin goes black. And you'll know that you'll flush red and all those sorts of things. And the other one's smoking. So all those things cause our skin to sag and age quickly. and our environment. So the products that we're exposed to, the toxic chemical load, all those sorts of things, what we're using in our home. Because remember, the skin is the dashboard. So, you know, how many of you out there like to ignore your car when it's flashing lights and going, oh, it needs this, it needs attention, boom, boom, boom. Well, I want you to get really good at looking at your skin, because your skin's going to tell the secrets of what's happening within your body. All right. So as we age, what happens is that the skin loses collagen and elastin. So once upon a time, our skin was, you know, beautiful and firm. And I remember when my grandmother was around 80 and I was probably about 15 at the time, and I remember touching her skin and looking on her arms, and her skin was like glad wrap, and she goes, oh, and I could see all her blood vessels running through it, and I was like, oh my God. And she goes, that's what's going to happen to you. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen to me. So, you know, I'm a very big advocate of using lots of natural alternatives. I was 8 years ago in the chemical world, and I had to change for my reasons. I would not be here anymore if I hadn't changed, putting all those toxic chemicals into my body. So, you know, I don't want to thin my skin out anymore using, you know, like chemical peels and all that sort of stuff, because your skin is a protective, it's your coat of armor. So the skin, you know, as we age, your blemishes, the skin becomes more sagging. It becomes horizontal lines. So my daughter just told me that these horizontal lines on my neck are called Venus rings. I'd never heard of that before. I don't even know if that's a legal term. But there you go, guys. I did not know that even existed. So it's funny what 23-year-old 0.9 girls Google on the internet. She goes, Mum, I've got them too. And I was like, oh, they could be hereditary. Anyway, so we also wake up with those lovely hello happy lines in the morning. So we're going to talk about how we can make them much better. So the skin's made up of 3 layers. So we have our outer layer, or what we call the epidermis. So this protects our skin. So it's our coating, it's our coat of armor. That's what's exposed to UV damage. It's, you know, exposed to the harmful, you know, chemicals, and it's what also is your barrier against pathogens. So girls, coming forward into this new era, we're talking a lot more about skin microbiomes and how they affect our skin as well. So remember, when we're talking about the healthier your skin is, means that if you get a cut or a wound or something like that, it'll heal much quicker. So everything that you do on your skin, not only to help firm it, and prevent aging and slow down that process, but it will also help your skin microbiome, so that if you do cut yourself while you're gardening or you're doing things like that, this will all help the wound healing as well. So the second layer of our skin is the dermis. So that is where the collagen is, and that's what breaks down over time. So, you know, the aging is a lack of the depletion of collagen over the age of 20, down to the fibroblasts and the elastin. So our skin basically gets like a lucky band, and it gets thinner and it gets stretchier as we get older. All right, and then the bottom layer is our hypodermis, or what we call our subcutaneous layer. That is where our blood vessels and our connective tissue, our adipose tissue, which is where our fat cells are, and that is where the insulation and keeps the skin nice and warm. All right, so that keeps the body, the warmth in there as well. So basically, your skin is a 3-tiered mattress. Okay, so it's got those beautiful 3 layers. As we get older, it's starting to get thinner and thinner and thinner. And no one likes sleeping on one of those mattresses that is super, super thin. Well, I don't anyway. All right, so how can we prevent or help and support the skin in all those layers? So we have amazing minerals and supplements and foods that can help, herbs and those sort, and essential oils that can actually slow, which are scientifically proven to slow down the aging process. Okay. One of the things is antioxidants. So antioxidants basically help with the free radicals in the skin. What they do is they help with cellular damage, the inflammation long term, and they will help slow down the process. All right. So things that have got lots of antioxidants, as you all know, is one of our favorite. Ningxia red. Okay, so basically this combats that free radical damages. Basically the free radicals could be sugar, and they are like little Pac-Men that go into the body and cause damage, which then doesn't help, which then causes effect on our skin. All right, so remember, look at your skin, see what's going on. It tells you so many stories. All right, the second one is collagen. So we have 6 different types of collagen. Tonight I'm talking about 2 types of collagen. The first one is a type 2 collagen. So these are a type 1 collagen. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tongue twisted. And collagen is what holds all the cells together. It's what holds the elastins together. It basically is the glue that holds your body together. So it's plays such an important role in our everyday wellness. So one of my favorite products that I like to use is the Bloom collagen. So the Bloom collagen is something that you can use on a daily basis, even if you divide it into 3s and have it every day. As long as you're continuously having it, you can then have a break and then retake it again, because the body stops producing this naturally. We can use products like gouaches and that help promote collagen synthesis, but taking liquid collagen is a wonderful form, because remember, we're not just talking about our skin, we're talking about the bones, the muscles, and the ligaments that hold the skin onto our body. All right, and hence the reason why it gets saggier and saggier and saggier. So type 1 collagen is amazing for skin, nail, and hair, and obviously for keeping the body nice and firm, like the skin nice and firm. I just had a beautiful lady a couple of days ago. She's a Filipina, and she was taking powdered collagen, and they are basically from bovine or they're porcine, so one's beef or one's, and very good, remember. However, she'd been taking it for a long time, and she started off with the Bloom collagen, and within like 2 weeks she rang me. She said, Danae, I love it. Even my masseuse can see the difference on my skin, and she's 70. So, it's never too late to start taking different things for our body. All right, so this is amazing. I love the Bloom collagen because it's made from fish oil, from fish. It's a marine, so basically it's a marine. We get it from France. It's called peptin collagen, so you can look that up, and you can have a look at, not only do we take it for keeping the body firm, but it helps with your back, helps with so many different things, your knees, your cartilage, all those sorts of things. But predominantly it's done with green tea and your essential oil. So it's amazing. We drink it every day, and it's like a fruit tingle, so it's awesome. Now, the second type of collagen, which also plays an important part in keeping the skin. So basically, we've got your ligaments, and I had twin girls, so my ligaments are not very good. And so the other thing that I like to do to help keep firmness, because we're working on producing, like helping the body internally and externally when we're talking about firming and sagging. You can't just, it's like having your garden. You can't just do one thing to the garden and water it. You also have to add, your fertilizers and your minerals, your micronutrients into it. You need to, keep it, all well looked after. So it's the same thing when we're talking about the body. We need to use, things internally as well as externally as well. The second product that I love when we're talking about collagen is BLM. Now, a lot of yous might not know about BLM, but that stands for bones, ligaments, and muscles. So when we're talking about basically the skin aging or it becoming saggy, it's a bit like a house. When the veranda starts to fall down, You girls might know what we're talking about. The lights start to not be hanging upwards, they will start looking downwards. Gravity starts to pull things down. Well, I had twin girls, so, you know, my belly and all those sorts of things are definitely getting pulled down. And so when we're talking about type 2 collagen, this actually has it has the hyaluronic acid in there. So what this is, it is glucosamine. I know that a lot of you have heard about that. It's been shown to accelerate wound healing, improve skin hydration. So we're talking about that hydration again. And decrease wrinkles. Now that's pretty powerful stuff. So what this does, the type 2 collagen helps to cushion the joints and the bones. It also helps to slow the aging process. So that's type 2 collagen, but it also synthesizes hyaluronic acid. So hyaluronic acid is that water content that the skin needs. So these are amazing. We take these every day. Even my dog takes this. He's 14. And that keeps our body like a gummy bear and keeps those ligaments, especially if you birthed a child, the ligaments become like elastic bands and they start to stretch. All right. I'm trying to pull the trampoline up a bit. Yeah. All right. So the other thing that plays an important part with firming the skin is omega-3s and fatty acids. They play an important part in the overall wellness of the skin and keeping that fatty acid content in there. So one of the things that we have is the new green omegas, which is amazing for that. And it's been scientifically researched that foods like salmon, and especially the skin, when you eat especially deep sea salmon, trying to get non-farm salmon, have been known to help firming and aging with the skin. So that's pretty powerful when we can do a combination of supplements as well as foods as well. So which is amazing. The next one is polyphenols. So when we talk about polyphenols, we talk about things like avocado, olive essentials, all those sorts of things, which are super high in polyphenols. So really good for the skin, and some of our oils as well help with that as well. So I'll go through those in a moment. Now, the other thing when we're talking about internally, what can happen is, which can help support the body, is vitamin A. So I know a lot of you will see skincare products out there that talk about vitamin A and retinols. All right. So, and I'm going to talk about the new product in a moment. About the vitamin A and retinol. Vitamin A plays a huge part in the aging process in our body and keeping that body firm. All right. Now, the next one is vitamin E. Now, vitamin E is known to keep the elasticity in the skin. Now, one of my favorite products to eat or foods to eat is almonds. So almond oil, which is found in our V6, is incredible for vitamin E. All right. So if you want that, keep that elasticity either for the face and for the body, almonds or almond oil is amazing for skin elasticity as well. The next one is vitamin C. So these are all things that have been all clinically and scientifically proven to support the skin and its elasticity to help firm the skin, is vitamin C. So I use 2 vitamin C's. We get these from our US. One is a chewable, one is a non-chewable. So we take them every day. C vitamins are really good because they're cell communicators. They allow things to be driven into the cells and they're allowed things to be expelled, like, you know, detoxing and all those sorts of things as well for the body. All right. Now, there's a few foods. Look, there is many others that we can talk about, but I just wanted to pinpoint some of my key ones for you guys that you could do. Some of the foods that are really good are your avocados that really help, have been known to help with skin firming and elasticity. Tomatoes, berries, of course, any types of berries because they're high antioxidants and they you know, so good for the skin because they help with that free radical damage. Now, when we're talking about free radical damage, we're talking about UV lighting, exposure to chemicals, we're talking about medications, all those sorts of things. They play an important part in how they've damaged the skin from internal and how the skin looks externally. My favorite one, which you'll all love, is dark chocolate. So every night and every morning I've been having chocolate, well, ceremonial cacao or Peruvian chocolate. And it is huge in antioxidants, known to promote blood flow in the skin, and is super good for you. So very good for the skin. My daughters, I got twin girls, they've been hooked on this. So every night we've been making one of these with soy milk. We use Bon Soy, and we add a bit of maple syrup in there. And my girls are big sweet tooth, so to get them onto something that's a bit more bitter, and within 2 weeks they're like, Mum, something's happening to our skin. And honestly, it's flawless. I mean, I can't even believe it myself. And it's just from having they take everything else and nothing else has changed, but by adding high antioxidant dark chocolate, and we're talking about it's almost pure, so it's 70-80% over the top, how different their skin's been. So, and our new product actually has that in there. So it's not only works internally, but it can work externally as well. So how cool is that? Now, the next one is green tea, which is amazing for keeping the skin firm. And that is also high in polyphenols as well. So not only are these working on your skin, they're also all helping with your immune system as well. And the fatty fish, the salmon, make sure you eat the skin. That's very high in your omegas and helps with the elasticity. And of course, your almonds, which are high in vitamin E. All right. Now, one of my other favorite products that are ingredients, which has been a lot of research has been done, is the prickly pear. Have you guys heard of prickly pear before? Well, prickly pear is what we call a natural Botox. Yeah. So you know the big pears, you know, those big prickle things that everyone just gets rid of them in their backyard. They're a menace. They actually are nature's natural Botox. So why are they so special? Well, they are full of minerals like magnesium and potassium, and they support the skin. They keep it hydrated and regulated. They regulate cellular process. They add radiance and youthfulness, known to help delay the process of skin sagging. Oh my God, who would ever know that a prickly pear? Well, did you also know that we have an amazing product that I make my skin serum out that I use at night time called Seedlings Baby Oil? And this is the base to this has prickly pear in there. So how amazing is this? The more and more we learn about how amazing our natural products are, and getting, you know, plants to turn back the time is incredible. So I'm going to talk about a bit more of this because this has got the essential oils in there that you also want to be using as well for your skin. So we've got vitamin E, we've got prickly pear, and I have a whole bunch of other things here to do as well. All right, so if there's any questions, please write them in the chat box. Now, there's a lot of things I'm going to talk about now, and I'm going to make sure that I just talk about one main thing for you guys, so that you can start there rather than all the other things as well. So we have just launched this incredible product called Sandalwood Boswellia Cream. All right. It is a firming cream. How wonderful that we can actually state that it is a firming cream. I've been using this product, and I honestly, I don't know where the hell it's been all my life because I should have had it 40 years ago. It is incredible. So the main places of aging are our eyes, our necks, and our hands. Our eyes age quickly because it is a very thin tissue. It doesn't have any oil ducts around there. And so it's like a membrane. So it's very, very super fine. So when you're using products, make sure you don't use anything too high viscosity, which like coconut oils and those sorts of things that are sitting around that eye area. Maybe you can use coconut oil to wash off your makeup, but make sure that it doesn't sit around there, because otherwise you end up with those little white dots under your eyes called milia. Have you ever seen them? They're like little fat globules, and that is because you're using something that's too heavy in viscosity. All right, so the body can't actually absorb it through. Now, the second place that we age quickly is where your Venus rings hang out. Isn't that funny? Oh, seriously, I don't even know if that's legal, that word. But anyway, is your neck. And why does the neck age so much? Is because it does a lot of work. Every day you're either turning, exercising, those sorts of things. So it has a huge, it plays it holds this big head of mine up and all those things. You sleep and you sleep like a crooked neck, or if you sleep on your tummy, those sorts of things. So it does tend to, get a battering, and hence it ages a lot quicker. And then the third place is your hands. So make sure that when you're using this product, use everything on the back of your hands. When you're putting essential oils, make sure you put it on the back of your hands. When you're cleansing your face, make sure you cleanse your hands. When you're putting your moisturizer on, make sure you put it on the back of your hands. So they're the places that age the quickest when we're talking about eyes, necks, and hands. We're talking. The other place when we lose weight is not only our neck and our décolletage, okay, when we wake up in the morning, we've got those hello happy lines that we all hate, is our back of our hands, back of our arms, those, what I call them the tuck shop arms, our anywhere, my tummy, of course, and on my top of my thighs. So this incredible product can be used as a neck firming cream up and around here. Now, can you use it on your face, Danae? Yes and no. The reason why, let me explain the ingredients first and then I'll let you decide. It wasn't predominantly made for face, because remember, we've got finer features, our eyes and those sorts of things. The reason why that they picked these ingredients was because of their how agile they were for the skin. So what I'm going to talk about, the first product, that ingredient that is in this, is called a paracriss flower. It's a bud that comes from South Africa, and it's tested to show elasticity and tonus and firmness. So this is one of the key ingredients in this product. The second one is Edilus cell culture. So basically it's a plant stem cell that they use in it. A plant stem cell that they used. So this basically grows, this flower grows on the top of the Himalayas mountains, and it's very, very harsh environment up there. So it's adapted to be able to live up there. And what it does is that it's exposed to the UV rays up there. So it produces its own antioxidant called leontopic acid. So it's pretty cool. So it's adapted into this whole thing. So they've extracted this ingredient into it. The third ingredient that we've put into this is called sea fennel. Now, sea fennel is a natural retinol. Now, I know a lot of you, well, probably not so much the girls that are on here, but there's a lot of talk out there of people using synthetic retinols, which are synthetic vitamin A's. Now, you've got to be super careful, because if you put retinol or a synthetic retinol or vitamin A and you go out in the sun and get sunburnt, you will just about burn off every layer of your skin. All right, so you got to be super, super careful with synthetic. The good news is that we've used sea fennel, which is a natural retinol, and you don't need to not use it during the day. So you can use it day and night. So how amazing is that, when you can use a product that you can feel safe, and it's not going to burn through your skin. So how cool is that? Now, the reason why retinol or natural retinol is so good, that it supports the collagen synthesis. So what it does, it helps the body to produce its own collagen again. So it's non-irritating, so you can use it day and night. The other ingredient that we've put into this amazing product is called Swiss fermented grapes. Hey, that sounds good. But what they do is that they instantly tighten the skin. So, you know, if you can eat it, or if I can put it on my skin and I can eat it, oh my God, it doesn't get better than that. Now, the one that I'm super, super excited about is Peruvial carob. So we've got chocolate in this. Can you believe it? Not only can you drink it, you can, no, not drink this, drink my chocolate at nighttime. I then go to bed smelling like chocolate. And what this does, it has an immediate effect on tightening the skin. All right. So how do you use it? Oh, and before I get to that part, it has what I call the Super 9 Nourishing Skin Oil. So I'm going to run through these. Now, girls, when you are making your face serum, yeah. So whether you're making your own glow serum at home, remember these Super 9. You don't have to put all of them in, but you can, you know, play around with different ones, because remember, in winter, your skin doesn't sweat, so it becomes more dry. So you can use essential oils that are more help for dryness, and through the wind and through summer the skin sweats, obviously, so there's more oil production. So make sure that you use things in winter that help with you know, the dryness of our skin. All right, so when you're making your glow serum, remember some of these. So the Super 9 that are in this formulation, okay, is one of my favorites that I use all the time, and I've got a stopper on there, is myrrh. All right, so myrrh is traditionally used, was back in the Egyptians when they used myrrh. They used to wear it in their headpieces. They used to put myrrh nuts in hippopotamus fat. Throughout the day, it would protect their skin. So I actually use it through the day as well. So it's super, super good. You all know how much I love frankincense, the king of essential oils. It is a non-wrinkle eraser. Use it all over your body. Okay, add it to, like, I just put a couple of drops with a bit of water and just put it straight on as a serum. Put it in your body products, put it all over the body. It is a wrinkle eraser. All right. The third one is ylang ylang. Who does not love ylang ylang? It's incredible product for the skin, but these were all chosen because of their scientific and clinically studied to help firm the skin. Lavender, the Swiss Army knife. Everyone needs to use lavender. There's lots of things I can say about that, but it's non-compliant, so I won't. But basically, amazing for the skin. Geranium, also too, incredible for the skin. And who doesn't love geranium? Number 8 is bergamot. So there's been an extensive research on bergamot, but it's also very high in vitamin C as well. So bergamot is amazing. Number 8 is coriander. Now, you would not think that you'd want to use much coriander in your skincare, but we actually use it a lot in Young Living skincare. So you'll find that coriander pops up a lot. It's an incredible product. And I just love the smell of it. And whoops, might have counted these wrong. Number 8, Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. Now, you know I can't multitask, so I can't count and talk at the same time, but you all know that anyway. Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood, hence the reason why we use that type of sandalwood in this incredible product. Is incredible for so many things. Traditionally, Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood, I was really lucky enough to go to Hawaii a couple of years ago, and learn so much about how Raw Hawaiian Sandalwood helps the hair, as well as hence the Raw Hawaiian spritzer that we use, and for your face as well. And number 9, I didn't even count them right, rosemary. So incredible for the skin. Now, remember when I talked about the skin's microbiome? So I want you to think about how these 9 essential oils are not only helping the skin, the health of the skin, but I want you to think about the what parts they play. Do a little bit of research for yourselves, but you'll be super, super impressed with rosemary is great for everything. I put it in my hair. It's great for memory. So if you're like me and you start to, you know, forget a few things, just it's called the memory oil. So and put it in your hair. If you want to grow back your eyebrows, put them on there as well. It's incredible for lots and lots of different things. All right. So that is, now, how do you use this, Danae? Well, when you're using skincare, you go from the lightest viscosity texture to the heaviest. All right. So if you're going to cleanse, you do cleanse first. Okay. So I love, and I get everyone this time of the year to move over to the cleansing oil. It's incredible. You'll love it. It's got all your skin, beautiful, nourishing oils in there. But especially when the skin dries out, remember it doesn't produce any sweat glands in winter, so the skin dries out. So we need a lot more omegas. So cleanse first. Always double cleanse. The second one this time of the year is great to be using your bloom cleanser, because that helps with the texture of our skin, and even the skin tone, because we've collected all those sun cells over summer. So we want to really, help that skin, become fresh and vibrant again. Then you do your cleansing first. The next part you would then is a toner or your essence. So if you're using a toner or essence, because this is really important, because I know a lot of people get confused in order of application. So if you're using a face spritzer, so I'm going to make one for you really quickly. So whenever you're making a face spritzer, just get yourself, recycle a spritzer bottle, or this is one of my favorites, just a frosted one. Always use distilled water, all right? Don't use tap water because it's got a lot of bugs in there. And of course, I just put a little bit of Celtic salt in the bottom, or you could put some alcohol-free witch hazel. I don't like to use normal witch hazel because it smells for me, and it's not good for sensitive skin. So put a little bit of salt in the bottom, Celtic or Himalayan salt, or a bit of Epsom salts. Fill it up with your water, because that will emulsify the oil and the water ratio. And then you can just pop in there, frankincense and geranium, or, I put rose and I make rose water. So you put a drop of rose. So happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Ask the kids and your husband to buy a bottle of rose oil. All right. That'll keep you happy for 365 days. Trust me. And then, so you would just use your spritzer. You can put it in your bag, and just use it all day. All right. I've sprayed in my hair. I spray it all over my body. All right. So getting back to it, I'm off track as usual. Now, so once you use your cleanser and then your toners or your spritzers, okay, the next thing that you would use in order would be a serum. This is one of my favorite serums. It's called the Art Renewal Serum. The reason why I like it, it has got a probiotic in there. So remember, we're talking about skin microbiomes as well, is one of the reasons our skin firmness, aging, elasticity, it helps support that, because it plumps the skin up with water. Remember, our skin is mainly dehydrated. This also has got orchid extract in there. Orchids are one of plants in the world that can hold their whole body weight in water. All right, so I really love this, and because it's got a probiotic. I got my glasses on. I just realized what a doofus. So I'm getting ready for bed while I'm on here. So you would use that, or you would use your glow serum. Okay, so when you're making a glow serum, I love this combination at the moment. Or you can just add a few extra drops to your prickly pear, the seedlings baby oil. So if you only wanted to get one product, just get yourself this. It's $31. It's so cheap. And then just add a couple of, your favorite essential oils out of the Super 9 nourishing ones that we talked about onto that, and you could just use that. However, tonight I'm going to make a beautiful, luxurious glow serum for you guys, so you get to see how I make mine. I like to put in some rose petals, because we all deserve some rose, and that's one of the highest frequency oils that we have for women. I was really lucky. Tony went to Sicily and she bought me these from Sicily. So these are Sicilian rose petals. How gorgeous are those? So you can make this for anyone. You don't have to get the Sicilian rose petals. It's just that I had them. Yeah. And then I'm just going to use, now I loved and will keep using V6 as my glow serum. One of the reasons is it has 7 different carrier oils in there. One's wheat germ. The second one is the almond oil. Remember, almond oil helps with elasticity. All right. So I need to keep things firm. So I always put that in there. So you can do 1/3 of V6. Remember, you could just pick one of those. The other thing that I love to use is jojoba oil. Now, jojoba isn't an oil, it's an actual wax. Now, it's also known to firm the skin. Yes, you can put it over that. Absolutely. So I just put that in there as well. So look at that. It gives it a beautiful colored layer. So you don't have to. You could just use one or the other. I'm just making, because I just love, you know, things that look pretty. Look at that. So cool. And then I just shake it when I use it. I've never, let me just tell you, if anyone ever has got a glow serum or a perfume or anything from me, and they ask me what's in it, I could never tell them because I make things on the fly all the time. All right, and then I would just put in there my baby oil, which has got your prickly pear. Look how cute that is. You can't even buy it. That costs like $100, maybe 200 when it's got rose in there. And then just put in your favorite essential oil in there. So you can put like 10 drops of each. And then basically you would use your serum. Okay. So that's the next thing. Now, then you would put your moisturizer on top. So your moisturizer then would seal it. And the moisturizers are predominantly to protect the skin. Okay, so you could use your moisturizer, you could use your SPF during the day, or you could use a moisturizer at nighttime, but moisturizers are the last thing to go on top. Okay, now before I go and show you that, actually I'll finish off with this bit. So you then would finish off with this last. Okay, so I hope that explained, and I wanted to just share how I use some of my things. Now, I want you to love the skin and romance your skin. I know that sounds really, really bizarre, but as a beauty therapist, over my 30 years of training, or when I was a beauty therapist, like hands-on beauty therapy, oh my God, you should see the way people treat their skin. Like they're like, it's like a soccer ball, and they're like flat out cleaning it. They use buffer puffers on them, like things that they scrub their body. Please, please be gentle and make this like a really a beautiful experience for you when you're doing it. I know this sounds, but your skin will love you for it, because the more friction that you use on your skin, particularly your face, the more the blood comes to the surface, the more broken capillaries you're going to get. Now, who's been I like super hot water that no one could get in the shower with me ever, because I'll burn them. But I won't put my face under the water that's super hot. I'll only make sure that I don't care if my back's got broken capillaries. All right. So what I'm saying is, when you're using your nice serum, or when you're using this beautiful product, I want you to take a pea size. Mine's nearly empty because I've used it on all my body. Right. Whoops. I love the way that it firms the body. I'm not happy that it doesn't make me lose weight, but that's another story for another time. Okay, so one of the things is the décolletage, okay? So remember, when we're talking about the face, we're talking about from here upwards, okay? So look, I'm going really gentle, and you can already see how much the blood's coming to the surface. So imagine if you're going like a crazy woman, you know what I mean? Like you're really thin. So just really gentle up. This light's terrible, but my décolletage looks really good because I've been using it. Whoops. And then when you're coming up, just beautiful up. Just give it thing. It smells. Remember, it's got chocolate in there. I know you're all jealous. And then gently up there, and then bring it up around this area. Okay. Now, I won't go any further up, because some people do. Some girls have really loved using it on their face. However, I've got super sensitive skin. And I'm very careful with what I use on there, okay? Now, you then just give it a nice massage around here and on the back of your arms. I'm using it on my belly because I need all the helps. Remember, I had twin girls, so we've got things going on there that it's not quite as firm as it was before I had the girls. And then you could use it, you know, on any area, but it's beautiful on your neck. You'll really, really love it. All right, now a couple of other things before we finish off, and you girls asked me some questions, is I have two tools that I love to use when firming the body. One is my dry brushing. So I use this every day and I start from the bottom upwards, okay? And this stimulates the lymphatic system. So remember, the skin has to get rid of, for the firmness, the skin has to get rid of the waste. All right. So whatever we're doing to our body over, you know, the 50s plus years that I've been, you know, taking in chemicals and all those sorts of things, they are all sitting in my fat cells. All right. So I need to help get rid of all those as well. So using a dry brush really helps stimulate the lymphatic system and helps firm the skin. So dry brushing is amazing, girls. And using this every day. If you haven't dry brush, get yourself a dry brush. I use a jute one. This is a natural one. So it's not a pig skin or anything super harsh, because remember, I've got super sensitive skin. But I just use it quickly before I get into, and I use it everywhere. I take all the blood back to my heart and then I'll jump into the shower. I actually then put frankincense all over my body with V6 and I jump in the shower, and that just is boom, beautiful. And the other thing that's really good for producing collagen, is I've got that many things on here, I can't find nothing. And I don't know where it is my gua sha. So I do that every day. So if you haven't used a gua sha stone, I do not know where it's gone. Is with your, you know, when you're using, but using a gua sha helps stimulate collagen and helps firm the skin up. So it's really super good. You don't even just have to do it on your neck and your face. You can use your gua sha up on your arms. You can sit there, put it next to your favorite chair, really help bring, you know, that blood, get that blood moving. And the reason why we gua sha our face is that the face doesn't have, we don't exercise it. I do, because I talk a lot. I know you're all laughing. There we go. Kelly's got one there. Great. Yeah, Kel's got one there. But predominantly the face, the muscles don't get moved unless you talk a lot like me and Kim. Yeah, I'll put Kim under the bus. So basically the gua sha helps move that around as well. Great for sinus and great for those sorts of things. So there you go. I hope that has helped you with learning a bit about skin firming and aging. And I'm going to let Kim open it up and you girls can ask me any questions there is that I hope I can help you. I hope you enjoyed that.
That was amazing. That was so good. I just learned so much. I always do. Like,
I'm sorry I was all over the place.
No, and we definitely talk a lot. So, you know, you can throw me under the bus anytime. I think you answered this question. Kelly had a question around using a pea-size amount on your face, but you said not, you know, especially if you've got sensitive skin, not to use it on your face, more around your neck and the other areas.
Yeah.
And Amanda's question was about the almond oil over jojoba, but you put the V6, the jojoba and the seedlings into your face serum. So I think you answered that.
Yes, we're in that. Look, okay, let me just say something. I think, Amanda, did you mean would I use almond instead of jojoba?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Yeah, okay.
You mentioned almond a couple of times,
yes.
More than jojoba.
Yes. Now, there's two reasons why. The main reason is jojoba is a wax, right? And it's not an oil, and it holds and locks moisture and hydration in, but it's not oil. So when your skin's on the drier side, you need something with the omegas in there. So you need the oil content. Yeah. So then, maybe I like, maybe in summer, I would use more jojoba. In winter, when my skin needs the oil content or the omegas, I would use that. But I've now been mixing them together because the more I've learned is that the vitamin E has the elasticity in there and it firms the body. So I hope that helps, my darling. So that's why I'm like, well, I can't choose which one I love. I'm going to do both of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, cool. But you girls play around with the combinations. You know, I've given you a whole smorgasbord tonight, so you girls pick and check what your skin likes.
Yeah, I've
Great.
always used jojoba, so I'm going to add some almond.
Yeah, especially if your
Thanks.
skin starts to dry out this time of the year. You can use
It
it all over your
doesn't
body.
dry out in Queensland.
Oh yeah, no, that's right, your thing. But just for the elasticity, just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions that anyone's got for Danae? You can take
It
yourself
could
off.
be anything.
Everyone's shy tonight.
No, but that
You
was
covered
amazing.
it
And
so
I always
well.
learn new stuff. Oh, sorry, Kim.
Oh no, I was just saying she answered it so well. But yes, Lara.
Danae, did you mention vitamin C serum?
No, we don't have a vitamin C serum. However, I crush up my vitamin C's. So I get either my chewables or my vitamin C. I put them in my mortal and pestle and I mix it. Yeah. Because sometimes I want a brightening effect on the face. So I crush them. Yeah. And then I mix it with my mint satin mint scrub. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I exfoliate my skin and you should see it. Woof. Your skin comes out amazing.
Oh, good tip. Thank you.
But in talking about vitamin C, things like bergamot and that, they're all high in vitamin C's.
Okay.
The oil. So if you want to add like bergamot to your glow serum, you've got vitamin C. But legally, I'm not meant to say that, but you know where I'm coming from, girls. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So
You always give us the good stuff. The
Yeah.
secret. We promise not to tell anyone.
no.
Karen, so Karen lives across the paddock from me, kind of.
Yeah.
She's on a macadamia farm. And so she's asking about macadamia oil and how it's pretty close to our own natural oils in our skin.
Yes, macadamia is very good. However, you just have to be careful with the nut allergies with people. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you have no nut allergies, yeah, amazing. Macadamia is beautiful, but it is thicker in viscosity. So someone that's got oily skin may not like macadamia. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's quite rich. But yes, it's beautiful to use.
Great. Thanks,
Yeah.
Danae.
Yeah, I think too, sometimes, like, that's why I showed you girls such a different selection of things, because people like different feelings and textures. You know what I mean? So, you know, some people won't like jojoba, but they'll like a heavy, rich macadamia. So I want you girls to all, you know what I mean, like have a play around what you like on your own personal skin. Yeah, because as we change hormones, menopause, those sorts of things, you know, you might have loved putting yourself in coconut oil and then all of a sudden you start having hot flashes or hot flushes and you're like, oh my God, I cannot sleep with coconut oil on my body. Does that make sense, guys? So yeah, just have a play around with different things and see what you like to have on your skin.
Are there any other questions anyone else has got?
Can I just ask one quick question about, so you know how you were talking about the skin around the eyes?
Yes.
And it being, you know, we know it's more delicate. So what kind of eye treatments would you recommend just for like lifting the skin like around those areas?
Yeah, so I make up an eye serum. That's actually Kim Thompson's recipe.
Okay.
With the roller, because I really love that, Kim. You know, the first recipe you ever gave us with the frankincense and lavender and copahiba, I think it is.
Copahiba, yeah.
Yeah. And on a roller. I also use oh, did I get with the program? The wolfberry eye cream.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So so I wouldn't be using like thick macadamia oils or those heavy rich oils around the eyes, you know what I mean? But the lighter viscosity, V6 is still good. Jojoba's good because it's a wax. Just use those sorts of things around there, which are really super cool.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and really good.
And
And
Fiona's
make sure you
asked,
try not to put your moisturizer around your eyes too. Like just keep it down here.
Yeah, no.
Remember, it's got an oil content in it. Yeah. Sorry, Kim.
That's okay.
oh no, I was just going to say that Fiona's asked in the chat if you could put a list of those oils that you mentioned into our team Facebook group.
I can do that. Absolutely. Look, they're the ones that Young Living chose to put into the firming products. I could spend a whole night just talking about every single oil that we have, and Kim could too, of the benefits on skin, because honestly, every single oil, 200 of them that we have and blends, they're all good skin oils, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously, I use everything on my skin.
Yeah.
But these ones in particular, I just tried to make it a bit easy so it wasn't so confusing for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And the reasons why they used them for this particular product. But it is a beautiful product, girls. Oh my God, like it's the best. And I've heard some of the US girls, and I know, fingers crossed, we might bring something more with firming stuff in. I hope. Anyway, that's maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, if these girls want anyone else ask a question, or would you want to just say one thing you learnt tonight? I'd love to hear. Amanda, was there one thing that you learnt from me tonight?
I knew you'd ask me first. Well, I learned about the almond oil because I've always used jojoba.
Yep.
I've never put almond oil in my serum for many years, so I'm going to start. And a bit more about your ceremonial cacao.
Oh, I'm obsessed with this stuff. Lovely. Your skin will love it. Maxine. And then I'll let Kim say some of the rest because I don't know who else is on. I can only see these two. Oh, Max.
oh, Max, you might be on mute.
Oh, she can't talk. No, that's okay.
I'm here.
Gums?
I'm here. Oh, well, what I've actually learned is I need to spend a little more time on my skin.
Yeah. And it honestly, it's like a garden. You know, when we look at our garden and go, oh, I need to spend a bit more time. And then you do, and you go, oh my God, my bloody garden looks amazing. So honestly, I'd love to hear, in a couple of weeks' time, even if there's just one or two things that you guys have implemented to tonight, write a little diary and go, okay, I started using this, and oh my God, this is what, because these are your testimonials. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you can help other people out there. But they work. Even my lady from my 70-year-old beautiful Oriental store, Alicia. Oh, Danae, I love the collagen. She loves it, and she's been using collagen for a long time. She goes, oh, but my masseuse, she just loves my skin now. And I'm like, oh my God, you're a walking testimonial. Yeah.
Anyone else want to share anything that they learned from tonight? I guess I learned that the gua sha, I always say it wrong, boosts collagen. I didn't know that. I thought it was for, smoothing out the wrinkles. So, there you go.
It stimulates collagen synthesis. Yeah, it's incredible. Because I've got this line here. I know you can't see it, but I can. And every morning, because I sleep on that side, so I can tell what side that you girls all sleep on just by looking at your face, right? Because that's where we end up with all the lines. And every morning I just do that, like even if you just look, if you don't have a gua sha, just do an amazing finger gua sha. You know what I mean? I do that too when I'm sitting at my computer or at the traffic lights. I do some funny things. Actually, talking about that, let's do an exercise. Now, so as we get older, one of the main things that stretches out or is this natural bra line here, right? So I want you all to go XOX. My French teacher taught me this. So what we're doing is we're pulling up the next natural bra line. So you go XOX. Can you see it move? Put your fingers here. XOX. Now, do it every time you're at a traffic light. Well, we never had traffic lights in Craft when I started this, so we had to find stop signs to do it at when I taught my girls. But don't do too many of them at once, because you'll get to work tomorrow and go, oh, I went to a class last night and I got sore neck muscles. So yeah, do that a couple of times a day, and it really, really strengthens around here. It's really, really good. XO. So you're going to make sure that it's lifting. Yeah, so that's cool. So there's another.
Awesome. We don't have traffic lights in Nambucca either, so you know. I'll have to do it at the roundabout or something.
All
The
right.
giveaway signs. We've got lots of giveaway signs. There's a question in the chat about BLM over sulfazyme.
Yes, okay. So BLM, type 2 collagen, glucosamine, has got MSM in it, but it predominantly keeps you getting out of bed and keeps you like a gummy bear, all right? So it works on bones, ligaments, and muscles. So you need the type 2 collagen to hold them together. Really good for post-surgery, all those sorts of things, any ligament damage, knee reconstructions, anything to do with muscles, ligaments, and bones, all right? So keeps the joints like a gummy bear. Now, you can't take it if you're allergic to shellfish. That's just, I want to tell you that. Now, what does sulfazyme do? Now, sulfazyme is a natural anti-inflammatory. So what that does, it works on the inflammations of the joints. So anything that finishes with IS, so sinusitis, tonsillitis, psoriasis, any inflammation on the body, sulfazyme is amazing for that, because what it does, it opens up the glutathione pathways and allows the body to detox out. It's a master detoxer, so it's incredible for that. So one works on inflammations, so when the joints are inflamed or any part of the body's inflamed. The other one, or osteoarthritis, that's arthritis, anything that finishes with IS, you want to take sulfazyme. My dog takes it. He's 14 and he's a Shih Tzu, and he can still put his legs out like a little turtle. I mean, that is so good for dogs. So he gets one BLM sprinkled in his food every night, and he gets the sulfazyme, and at 14 he can still, like, every day he just sleeps like a little turtle, you know, with the legs out. So yeah, and also sulfazyme, because it's got MSM in there, it's also known as the beauty mineral. So if you've got teenagers that have got acne or anything like that, get them, because it helps flush out all the crap in our body, basically. That was very professional, didn't I?
No, but that's true. Even if you've got excess of hormones, sulfazyme helps. Well, it's not the sulfazyme itself, it's the MSM that's in it that helps bind to stuff and take them out of the body. So it's a real good cleanser. And Sue asked if you can take both at the same time, BLM and sulfazyme.
Absolutely. So I take up to 10 a day, because sulfazyme, the beauty mineral, is good for your skin, your nails, and your hair. And I'll take, I open the capsules up and I'll put them into my red drink. I'll take 4 in the morning, 4 during the day, and then a couple at night time. And man, if I don't take them, my body is so sore, you know, if you've been gardening or anything like that. And yeah, my BLM, I'll take 1 in the morning and I'll take 1 at night time. So yeah, it's really good. I'll tell you a quick story. My dad, when he was 81, he's 85 now, he needed to have 2 hip replacements. This is very non-compliant, but it's a testimonial. He needed 2 hip replacements on both hips. I gave him some Ningxia in the fridge, some BLM, and some sulfazyme. He never touched it for a year. And then he was living in Geraldton, which was about 12-hour drive to Karratha. And he said, I can't come up because I can't sit in the car. I can't get in and out of a car. And oh my God, it was just horrendous. and I can't go on an airplane and all this stuff. Anyway, he decided, I don't know what the hell provoked him to take it finally. Anyway, he rings me up and he says, I'm coming to Craft. And I'm like, oh my God, that's weird, like a year later. And he walks in the door and he throws at me, I want this MLB shit and I need more of it. He reckons within 2 weeks, and to this day, 4 years later, he still does not have to have 2 hip replacements. And he takes sulfazyme, BLM, Ningxia, and Omega Dries, which is now the green omegas.
That's
How
pretty amazing.
powerful is that? Yeah.
Yep.
And he's 85 this year, Kim. And he thinks that the Ningxia, which is his petrol, keeps him going. And he reckons that the other stuff just keeps him. And occasionally he'll need deep relief on his hips, you know, if he's done stupid things and jumped off the back of the car, or, you know, my dad does these wacko things at 85. But to this day, he still hasn't had to have 2 hip replacements.
Yeah.
So
And
plenty
Jeremy,
of good.
his 2 favorite products are BLM and sulfazyme as well. So, you know, for similar reasons, because when he first met me and he had to drive down from the Gold Coast, he wasn't able to drive all that way without getting out of the car and, you know, and having to walk around for 10, 15 minutes. And then I started him on BLM and sulfazyme, and yeah, totally different person.
Yeah, it's so good, girls. Straight, you know, great for your skin, but it holds everything up.